Matt Friend.
Hello, everyone. My name is Matthew Friend, and they say that comedy is about finding your voice. Well, I'm 21 years old, and I haven't quite done that yet, so I'd like to do a few others for you this evening. Yes. My favorite impression to start off with is a Barack Obama, because there are three distinct modes to his voice. There's Barack when he makes a speech. This is the first mode. Tonight, more than 200 years.
Wow.
Damn.
Thank you so much. After a former colony won the right to determine its own destiny, the task of perfecting our union moves forward. Not the whole speech, that'll be crazy, okay? Thank you very much. Second mode with kids, with children, his voice will get higher. He'll bend down, he'll be more hush. He'll say something like, "Hey, how are you? It is good to see you. What are you dressed as for Halloween? Oh, you're a fairy. That is so cute. Come on now. That is a good costume. That is good." And then the final mode, at the White House, he'd make that weird dad joke. He'd say something like, he'd try to sound cool. He would say, "Nah, LeBron James is here. He is the second best player to wear the number 23. I'm a Bulls fan, by the way. Michael Jordan. Thank you. The joke can't be too good at the White House. It's a dad joke, ladies and gentlemen. The Obamas. Thank you very much. Oh, yes. Barack Obama. Donald Trump. You can't go to a comedy show now without hearing the name Donald Trump. And I've been thinking a lot about the secret to doing a Trump impression. And here it is. I'm going to tell you. When telling a story, mispronounce keywords and all of the characters, the main characters' names in the story. Allow me to demonstrate. This is Donald Trump describing the plot of Harry Potter.
Listen, there was this boy Wizard. His name was Harry Potter, okay? This guy was such a disaster, folks, believe me. He was a horrible guy. He really needed a facial. He had a huge scar on his forehead. A really gross person, okay? So he goes to this school, okay, Hogwarts, a really horrible place. This place, Hogwarts, was so disorganized. He gets there, these long tables, the seating arrangements were all messed up. It was horrible. The headmaster, okay, Albus Dumbledore, long beard. There's this guy Agree. You've never seen anything like this guy before. Looked like Rosie O'Donnell, a male Rosie O'Donnell, so just a regular Rosie O'Donnell. Believe me, thank you very much, thank you.
God, you ever just want to do that? You know, I just want to... Sebastian Maniscalco is one of my favorite comedians. I love Sebastian. He's not here tonight, I'm sorry, but I love Sebastian because 50% of whatever he says is done in a whispery voice. So I wrote some material for Sebastian to demonstrate this. This is Sebastian talking about his recent experience at the Apple Store. Okay, so I was by the Apple Store the other day. It's like, what? What's going on? I'm by the Apple Store. I see this guy goes up to the Genius Bar. So he gives his phone to the guy. This guy takes his phone and he says, "I'm having a hard time looking at the objects on my screen." So he gives his phone to the guy. The genius guy does a little flick motion like he's flicking a booger or something. Boom, the brightness goes up. This guy makes an appointment to go to the Apple Store because he can't see the brightness on his phone. What is he doing, baby? Thank you very much, Sebastian Maniscalco. I love voices. I'm a big fan of the voice, the human voice, how we use it in everyday life. I was thinking, would a barista who works at a coffee shop use that same voice in other areas of life, like the bedroom? Oh, an orgasm for Matthew. A choking for Karen. If you're into that, I don't know. Jesus. Oh, God. I love Paul Giamatti. He's one of my favorite actors these days. And the problem with doing a Paul Giamatti impression for me now is that I'm having a hard time separating two of his most iconic characters. Chuck Rhodes from Billions, where he portrays New York's most powerful attorney, but he's also a sadomasochist, so he derives pleasure from pain in the bedroom. And also John Adams. And the problem is, folks, I keep imagining John Adams getting aroused by really kinky things now. So it's like, oh, yes! Mrs. Adams, hello. Oh, yeah. Do you know what day tomorrow is? I am signing the Declaration of Independence. So you're gonna whip my nuts! You're gonna pour some candle wax on my back! Oh, yeah. Good night. Yeah. I'm scared of technology. You know, machines now are the voices in our phones. Whenever you open Siri, it's a machine. Here's a proposal for you. Let's use celebrity voices on our machines. What if every time you open your phone, Patrick Warburton was Siri? Jill from Family Guy, you'd be like, hey Patrick, what's the weather today? How about you look it up yourself, you lazy son of a bitch? Hey Patrick, can you look this word up for me? Open a dictionary. What are you doing with your life? Seriously, there are so many tools you can use. You don't have to ask me that question. It's ridiculous. Or Howard Stern even. Wouldn't that be fun? Hey, Howard, what's the weather today? Listen, okay, I'm not a weatherman. That's a ridiculous question, okay? The young people are like, who's Howard Stern? He's very famous. Look him up, okay? Fantastic. Thank you. That's that bit. Fuck it. You guys have been so much fun. I'm going to leave you with this. When I was on the campaign trail in 2008, I led a chant with the crowd, and I would say, you're fired up. And the crowd would say, I'm ready to go. So when I say you're fired up, I want you guys to say, I'm ready to go. You're fired up? You're fired up? I'm that friend. I'm ready to go. Good night, guys. Thank you all very much.